So Apple just did something they haven't done in about close to a decade now. They've made the MacBook attainable again, and I'm joining them at their iStore headquarters in Sandton to get a first look and feel of the brand new devices, including this new MacBook Neo. It's a first in South Africa, and I know these devices have been announced for about a week or week and a half by now, but today is the big day and the big week where they finally go and sell locally in South Africa. So without wasting any further time, let's get into the show where we look at the MacBook Neo, the Powerhouse, the new Pro, and then we also look at the 17E, which is their most attainable smartphone yet. Let's get into it. First up, the showstopper. This is the MacBook Neo. If it looks familiar, it's because it feels like the spiritual successor to that old 12-inch MacBook, but reincarnated for 2026. It's a 13-inch liquid retina display, super thin, all aluminium, and it weighs just 1.2 kilograms. But the real X factor is under the metal. For the first time, Apple is using a smartphone chip in a Mac. What you get is the A18 Pro. It's the same silicon from the iPhone 16 Pro, but optimized for a laptop. You get 8 gigabytes of unified memory and 256 gigabytes of base storage, or you can opt for the 512 gigabyte version. Design-wise, it's minimal. You get 2 USB-C ports on the left, a headphone jack, and a 1080p webcam up top. Thankfully, with no notch. One thing to note, the base model doesn't have Touch ID, just a standard lock button. You'll have to step up to the 512 gigabyte version for that fingerprint sensor. The biggest news has to be the price. The MacBook Neo starts at $11,999 for the 256 gigabytes and shoots to $13,999. In a world where premium ultrabooks are pushing $20,000, this is a massive play for students and professionals who just need a solid, beautiful machine for the daily grind. So let's discuss that. Who is this Neo for? I completely get it. If you are looking for an entry to portable, PCs, then they're trying to fill that gap exactly. Especially if you're not familiar with the whole Apple ecosystem and their devices, now you have an option which starts just over 10,000 Rand. And even if you already have already been exposed to the Apple ecosystem, and maybe you use a Windows device, but you were looking for something else that's cheap and affordable that locks you into that whole Apple ecosystem, then here's an option for you. And that's why for me it just makes sense, especially if you're someone that's a student or you're an up-and-coming content creator. This would easily handle all the quick stuff that you want to edit, from your graphics to even light video editing, especially if you're using apps such as your CapCuts and the likes. So give it a shot and let us know what you think of this device in the comments down below. If the Neo is for students, this is for the power users. The new MacBook Air and MacBook Pro lineup has landed, now powered by the M5, M5 Pro, and M5 Max chips. Let's start with the MacBook Air M5. It keeps that iconic wedge-less design, but it's now significantly faster for AI tasks and multitasking. It finally comes standards with 512 gigabytes of storage, no more 256 gigabytes base models for the Air. You also get Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6 support. Locally, the 13-inch M5 Air starts at $19,999. The design remains that iconic industrial look that we love, but under the hood, Apple has introduced a new fusion architecture. Essentially, it combines 2 dies into one system, giving the M5 Max an 18-core CPU that Apple claims is the fastest in the world right now. The performance jump is serious, about 30% faster for CPU tasks and 40% for the GPU compared to the M3. The screen is still the best in the business. It's a liquid retina XDR hitting 1600 nits of peak brightness, and there's now a nano texture option to kill reflections. Connectivity gets a boost too, with Thunderbolt 5 now standard on the Pro and Max models, and in South Africa, the 14-inch MacBook Pro with the base M5 chip starts at $30,999, while the M5 Pro models move closer to the 45,000 Rand mark. It's built for the pros who need zero compromise. Finally, the iPhone 17e. The E stands for Essential, and this year, Apple really leaned into that. It keeps the 6.1-inch OLED display, but the big upgrades are internal. It runs the A19 chip, and for the first time on an entry-level model, it finally gets MagSafe support. Apple has also doubled the base storage to 256 gigabytes, which is a huge win. You've got a 48 megapixel Fusion camera on the back that does 4K Dolby Vision. It feels premium in the hand with that aerospace grade aluminium. And here's the kicker. It's actually launched cheaper than the 16E did last year. The iPhone 17e starts at $14,599. If you've got an older iPhone to trade in, iStore is offering some pretty aggressive deals that can lock that price down significantly. So what we have today is 3 distinct products, all at a very distinct and different price points. But if you're wondering what the best way is to get them, you can either go the contract route, you can trade in your old devices to get a new one, or you can go with their various financing options that they have at iStore. But I'm curious to find out which one is for your picking. Although they're very different, they might fit whatever needs you might have in your life. Also, please let us know in the comments what you think of this video, and please ensure that you are subscribed to the Twofold channel so that you're the first one to know as soon as we release the latest content. From myself, Papi, Mabele, and Gift behind the camera, thank you so much for tuning in. Up until the next time, have a good one.